Hey, how'd the interview go?
It didn't.
What's that mean?
It means I put on controlled top pantyhose and I drove across town just to find out they hired some 22-year-old ditz.
Guy dits or girl dits?
What's a guy ditz?
I don't know. Gilligan?
Well, this one was.
In Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, Audrey's favoritism towards her son Connor and critical approach to her daughter Mandy reflect Mary's similar parenting flaws in young Sheldon. Like Mary, who often favored Sheldon over her other children, Audrey shows double standards by fully supporting Connor's quirks while questioning Mandy's decisions. This bias creates tension with Mandy, mirroring the strained relationships Mary had, especially with Missy, whom she frequently overlooked. Although there's a chance for reconciliation between Audrey and Mandy, the series hints that Mary's relationship with Missy will remain unresolved, as established in The Big Bang Theory. Sheldon's Georgie and Mandy's first marriage replacement highlights Mary's failure as a mother. Audrey's behavior in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage episode 2 continues to show how unfair she can be to Mandy, but in doing so it shows a sad similarity with Mary. Georgie and Mandy's first marriage episode 1 already presented Audrey's much more supportive approach toward Connor, Mandy's brother, as she always defended his peculiarities and only saw his positive sides. In contrast, Jim couldn't help being worried about Connor because of his oddities and his openness, along with his unwavering interest in music. However, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage season 1, episode 2 highlights Audrey's double standards with Mandy. Mary had similar issues in young Sheldon. While she never admitted to having favorites, Mary always took Sheldon's side. Mary favoring Sheldon came out when fights broke between him and Missy or even in arguments between Sheldon and Georgie, and more generally, whatever Sheldon wanted to do, he more often than not had his way. More evident that Mary favoring Sheldon was how she often dismissed Missy. Whether because she focused on Sheldon or Cece, Mary repeatedly disregarded Missy in young Sheldon season 6, with the worst happening during Cece's birth when Mary and George entirely forgot about Missy. Audrey's parenting style in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage episode 2 is reminiscent of Mary's. Audrey's expectations for Mandy show her interest in her, and while not having faith in Georgie, after his outburst she thinks of Mandy's well-being, despite associating it with Georgie and Mandy's future breakup that she wishes for it to happen soon. However, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage also highlights how different Audrey behaves with Connor compared to Mandy. If Audrey pushes Mandy to strive toward her goals, she also double-guesses her often and pushes against her suggestions, while she doesn't do the same with Connor. Instead, Audrey unreservedly offers her full support to Connor no matter the ask. While Audrey's behavior establishes her as a villain with Georgie or Mandy in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, she completely supports Connor's interests and quirks. This couldn't be more evident than with Connor requesting the car for a non-time-sensitive task related to his music and immediately getting it in Season 1, Episode 2. Moreover, when Mandy highlights Connor's oddities, Audrey does not want to hear it, opposing such opinions about Connor, something she also did when Jim professed himself worried about him because of his focused interest in music and stiffness in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage Episode 1. Indeed, while her behavior establishes Audrey as a villain in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage with Georgie or Mandy, she completely supports Connor's interests and quirks. Can Georgie and Mandy's first marriage still fix Mary's parenting failure? Despite Audrey and Mandy's conflictual relationship, Audrey still proves herself supportive of Mandy's wishes for a career instead of a job. This could easily point to Georgie and Mandy's first marriage eventually fixing their relationship or loosening Audrey's controlling grip on how things should go according to her when anyone but Connor is involved. However, while there is still hope for Mandy and Audrey's bond, it's unlikely that something similar will happen for Mary and Missy. Georgie and Mandy's first marriage Episode 2 already highlights how absent Mary is, to the point that Georgie's anxiety is prompted by Missy's problems. The Big Bang Theory Season 11 already revealed how George Sr.'s death in young Sheldon would negatively impact Georgie, as he would have to take care of Missy's dumb teenager phase alone because of Mary's focus on the church. However, the parent series also set in stone how Mary and Missy's relationship is never really mended. Indeed, Mary continues to dismiss Missy's wishes in Big Bang Theory Season 11, and the hostility is palpable. Coupled with Zoe Perry's limited involvement in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, it's unlikely for Missy and Mary's relationship to improve in the Young Sheldon spin-off.